Okay guys, I'm here today with Gordon Ryan, huge honor for me. Guys, right after the Who is Number One tournament that he just competed, the super fight that he did against Kyle Boehm, and he did a very nice submission over there that was very similar to the one that he did against Josh Barnett. And but this one he finished with the armbar instead of the triangle. So today he's gonna break down here to us how he did that. And it was one of the nicest submissions I've ever seen. Like he went to the back, then he went to the mount, and then he finished the he went to the triangle, and then he finished with the armbar. So it's very cool transitions, and it shows like how good is his timing, because he missed one, he went to the other one, he went to the other one, and he ended up finishing with the armbar. So that was really cool. So
can you just, we'll backtrack a little bit. Can you just start with the heel hook on this leg?
Yep.
Oh, sorry, on this leg. So he had his legs outside, he's going for a heel hook. All right, so everyone's focused on the submission. Let's backtrack a little bit and start with the outside ashigarami and then go into how I actually went to finish. So he was trying to attack my leg. I managed to thumb post and get my knee free, and I started to chase his back. What I wanted to do was to come in and start to get to a position where I can come in and start chasing his back and get to this far trap muscle here. Now, he did a good job of putting this elbow on the floor as I went to chase his back. My goal from here would be to keep my body behind his elbow and start to pull him up on top of me, getting a claw grip or locking my hands in here, and then pulling him into my lap to create back exposure. But the second I went to go chase his back, he realized this and brought this elbow down to the floor. So now there's a wedge between myself and him. He has an elbow on the ground, and now obviously his back's on the floor and there's no back exposure. So now from here, I went to go throw my leg up and over and go into mount. Now, Kyle's in a dilemma here. He can either, one, keep his head down below mine and accept mount and then end up bottom mount. Or he can fight to get top position by posting the elbow on the floor, getting his head higher than mine, and then coming up on top and getting up and scoring top position, which is ultimately what he wanted to do. If you look at the match before that, his whole thing was to get on top and stay on top. So I knew he was going to try to come on top. So the second he went to go build and start to get on top, he always exposes the head and the arm on this side. The only way that he can avoid a triangle is by keeping his head on the floor, which would allow me to mount him. So as he went to go come up, I threw this leg up and over. I started to go in for the triangle. Now, this arm came across the body as he was trying to get up on top, and he ended up on top like so. And now he went to go posture up and move away from me. As he went to go posture up, I switched to a 3/4 juji because now it's hard for me to lock my legs. So I initially went for a 3/4 juji. Now, the determining factor on whether or not I was to stay with the juji or switch to a triangle was contingent upon my knee position. With any juji gatame, you have to make sure that your knee is higher than your partner's ear. If my knee is lower than my partner's ear from this position, and he goes to posture up and stand up and yank out, he can easily pull the arm free. If my knee would have been higher than his ear, now Bernardo can stand all the way up. With no hands, when he goes to pull his arm out, it's a very difficult thing to do. So because my knee was low, like so, I was afraid of him posturing up and pulling the arm out. So I made sure to put a wedge behind his head with my own knee. Now this wedge behind the head prevents Bernardo from posturing up and pulling his head out. Once the wedge is in place, now we go in and we lock. We lock an ankle senkaku, a variation of a front triangle. Now, Kyle had a choice. He could either use his hands to try to separate my legs and push my knee to the ground and do all those things and bring his hand inside, or he could keep his hands locked. In his case, he had to keep his hands locked because he knew that the second he unlocked his hands, I was going to start attacking this arm. So he kept his hands locked very tight. Now, he's very strong, obviously, used to be a rock climber, so we have to utilize the long end of the lever here down at the hand. If we lock it anywhere at the forearm of the elbow, it won't work. So we go in, we go elbow deep against his wrist. We catch the far elbow. So as we pull the arm towards us, we also extend the body. So as he goes to keep the hands locked, we can easily separate the hands no matter how strong the opponent. And now from here, it's a matter of connecting his knuckles to my chest. And now as he goes to push into me, because the elbow is on the inside hip, it makes it very easy now for me to finish an American lock here by extending my hips, keeping his knuckles glued to my chest, and pointing my knees out and away, and bringing my hips in at the same time and getting a very strong finish. So I went for the back, I lost the back, I went for the mount and caused a dilemma between mounting and triangle. As he came up, switched to a triangle, and then went for the American lock finish.
Man, I felt really tight here between like almost like my shoulder and my elbow. It's not 100% in the elbow, right? It's more like
you feel both at the same time, but the elbow always goes first.
Yeah. Oh, Gordon, I think like his entire goal there was probably to try to stand up, but it was so tight over here that he couldn't barely.
Yeah, with the wedge on top of the head, it makes it very hard. If there's nothing stopping the arm from coming out with the knee position or the wedge behind the head, it's very easy for him to posture up. So you have to make sure that you block the head so they can't just posture up and explode out.
I got it. Man, that was awesome. So guys, that was one of the nicest submissions, I think. And make sure to check Gordon's products on BJJ Fanatics. You can see like how much details he knows about his position and how much he knows about Jiu-Jitsu. So it's not about strength, it's not about being explosive, it's all about the technique. So just go to bjjfanatics.com, type Gordon Ryan, and you can see all of his products. What was Gordon? Thank you. Please help me out to grow my YouTube channel. Just click subscribe. And to watch more videos, just click under see more videos. I hope you enjoyed.
BJJFanatics.com. Use the promo code YouTube Faria to get 10% off any instructional video. Improve your jiu-jitsu faster.